The AOCs of the world are concerned about destroying the planet by cow farts. But what we should really be concerned about is the dreaded and deadly Thunberg fart. Stay tuned for details. I'm not a fan of rebel media, but anytime anybody can thread the needle and with some modicum of journalistic grit expose the very puppets that elitists are trying to use to manipulate the masses into giving away more of their rights and wealth, well, it's a good day. And this is a video everybody hoodwinked by the cult of climatology needs to see. We all know that Greta Thunberg and her parents are traveling the world carbon-free, of course, trying to shame people with "how dare you" speeches and fear-based, socially engineered public relations rhetoric. Matter of fact, you'd almost think that Edward Bernays himself wrote her script. So when Rebel Media's Kian Bexte found Greta's Tesla Model 3 that she got for free from her hyper-carbon-emitting Hollywood buddy Arnold Schwarzenegger, trashed with planet-destroying single-use plastics and other carbon-emitting no-nos, well, with information like that, you feel kinda obligated to tell the world. So let's kick this off with the now famous Greta Thunberg virtue signaling moment. Brought to you by the green lobbyists who are funding her worldwide tour. Worldwide except for China, India, Russia. Well, you get the drift.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
Hey, speaking of empty words, here's some of that Thunberg hypocrisy caught on camera.
Well, today we're here at the COP25 summit, as they call it, and we're going to be asking the folks here what they think about St. Greta's sin. You might notice in this footage is climate contraband. There is plastic water bottles, there's plastic grocery bags, there's plastic utensils in her containers of beans that she's littered around the back of her dumpster, in the back of her Tesla. There's everything.
Now let's just stop for a second and take this in. Who do you know that treats property like this? Oh yeah, that's right. Spoiled people who are given free stuff. They have no decent regard for things they didn't work for because they don't work. See, they don't know the value of an honest day's work. Besides, who litters their vehicle like this anyway? And if people like AOC are so dang concerned with cow farts ruining the atmosphere, well, you're probably not going to want to be around Greta and her family after they loaded up on all those beans. You want to talk about a significant methane increase in the world's fragile ecosystem? There's a polar bear somewhere just shaking his head.
This is a car full of climate contraband, and we're going to ask these folks here at the COP25 summit what they think about it before they know that it's Greta's car, of course. We'll tell them that after the fact. Let's go see what they have to say.
What I like about setting people up with questions like this before they know that it's their climate savior who's the climate corrupting culprit is that it highlights and lays bare the cognitive dissonance possessed by everybody in the climate cult.
Do you think that the people that refuse to avoid using plastic, are they responsible?
Yeah.
I don't have to think much of it, and it's just one world. Why?
For me, it's like basically killing your own dog. Like, a dog can be a pet, but it's also an animal. But you wouldn't do that to your own pet.
Just think of the whales and all that, all those closely endangered species as your children, and how you would feel if you were killing your own children.
Metaphorically speaking, these people are constructing their own gallows in regard to unknowingly pointing out that people like Greta are actually killing the planet. And let's just admit it. A stream rises no higher than its source. If Greta's a hypocrite in all this climate virtue signaling, then there's no doubt that these people are playing the hypocrite as well.
Yes, I was going to say, it's like a selfish inconvenience thing.
What do you think Greta Thunberg would say to people who continue to use plastic even though they know how damaging it is to the environment?
I think she would be very angry at them.
Stop using plastic because it'll help a great deal.
Do you think maybe these people are just uneducated? They don't know what's going on?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just a matter of them learning.
Shame, shame, shame.
How dare you?
I was gonna say it.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Do you think Greta Thunberg uses plastic water bottles?
I hope not, but I don't know.
So we see lots of people driving Teslas, you know, and they're like, oh, we're saving the environment. But in the Teslas, in the cup holder is a plastic water bottle. Do you think some of these people are just hypocrites?
Honestly, yeah, I think so. And I think it's easy to like jump and to be part of the trend of like going green, going healthy. So I think that it is, a lot of it is like this new kind of trend or fad that's going on of trying to save the environment. But I think at the end of the day, people don't really care and they just want to have the image.
I think at the end of the day, people don't really care and they just want to have the image.
I thought that was very well said. What she did was inadvertently expose herself and Greta and the entire climate cult movement. Edward Bernays knew that people just wanted to feel a sense of belonging and the empowerment that goes along with being a part of a large group. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the climate cultists and the cult leaders. And now, the big reveal.
So one thing I want to show you, it's footage that I took actually of Greta Thunberg's car. This is her car. These are the Aboriginal beads that were given to her by native bands.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard. It's not to be unpolite, but it's kind of hard to believe, because Greta is kind of it's really a hope for my family, my generation. So if I don't have like strong evidence, I can give you an answer.
Actually, she's been presented with strong evidence, and as you'll see, some of them can't even answer the question of what if it was really Greta's car, and what if she's in possession of climate contraband.
What do you think about that?
I don't know what is the source of the photos. I'm afraid I cannot say anything.
If they were true, if they're real, and I can promise you they are, what do you think about them?
Well, nobody should use plastics in the first place, but I don't know what is the source, so I'm afraid I cannot really say.
I took it myself. Why are you surprised that Greta Thunberg, someone who...
Surprised that you're using plastic.
This is reusable.
Oh. Yeah. Have you used single-use plastics?
We're not the climate messiah.
These people just can't embrace reality and admit that they're being played. They want to stay in their comfortable, padded cell of cognitive dissonance.
I don't know what was the case and why was it bought, but as I say, I wouldn't take any stand on this just because it is unclear to me what is the source and if it's really true.
Fair enough.
So I want to believe that it's not Greta's car. I want to believe that it's not her, and I can't confirm it. So I will not talk about her.
Now, I'm sorry to say, but it was her car. As much as you didn't want to believe it, it was St. Greta's Pope-mobile, really. Full to the brim, chock full of climate contraband. It breaks my heart.
Here's the deal, guys. Greta is being used and abused as a puppet of multinational mastermind investors in alternative technologies. The same people who are competing with oil and gas companies. These green lobbyists are pumping millions into Greta's worldwide campaign in the hopes of cashing in on billions in profit. But I'll have more on that in another video. All you have to do in pretty much any situation is ask qui bono. Who benefits? Follow the money and you'll find out that Greta is the tip of the spear for a worldwide money-making, power-grabbing racket.
And I still believe that the biggest danger is not inaction. The real danger is when politicians and CEOs are making it look like real action is happening when, in fact, almost nothing is being done apart from clever accounting and creative PR.
And speaking of making it look like real action is happening, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you, Greta? Guys, share this with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. And leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.